Okay, so we are already talking about system failure already. Let's just hit it more. Next month, sorry, NFF will be having their election next month, and we already have the current NFF president now still clamoring for people to re-elect him in office. And we're already facing this failure already. Ever since he came to office in 2022, we've had little or no progress as a federation. Now we are talking about us changing the system. I think the system should start from that next month when we are electing a new president. Madugu is not really our problem. That's just the simple truth. We should check the areas where things are not being done the right way and which is coming from the federation. Do you think we need a complete overhaul in that federation level now?
Okay, okay. You want me to go first? From what you said, I'll just add. You started it already. You highlighted one of the major problems. A complete overhaul of our federation, our footballing federation. It has failed us, and I just need to say something. The system failure has been there even in times of the military era. At times, you need to hear the likes of their Sunday Omukashi. Once you listen, he has come out to say at times, they need to get across to Al Mustafa. When Abacha was president, for Al Mustafa to speak to Abacha, quickly, and funds to be released and all that. So we've been having issues of this lack of funding on as regards player welfare right from the military era when military was still there.
Yeah.
So and we grew up, we became what we are today, and we're still talking about
The
funding
same,
problem.
yeah.
Funding problem for player welfare, kits, equipment. We're talking about in 2026. In 2026, I feel so sad saying this on like
On screen.
On screen, because for me, I would always love my country regardless, and I try to make sure that I don't put too many damaging things about my country out there. I would just say this one is damaging. 2026, 2025, we had Nigerian Falcon players. They even try more for the guys. There is nothing is being done. Like when I mean nothing is being done about the welfare of these ladies as regards the right environment, the right conditioning, equipment and kits. These ladies will finish the match and they go into these rubber buckets.
Yeah.
They go into this
So
rubber
yes, with many
for,
eyes.
yeah, with ice inside. That's what they use to go for
Recovery.
For recovery.
National
2026.
national players.
That is the most populous black nation in Africa. Our ladies are going into pockets. It's that sad. Then we have the funding. On the other hand, when you look at the whole like the acts that brings these people into power, where they restricted it to just state FA, chairman, and some stakeholders voting.
Yeah.
Like it needs to be revisited.
Mm.
So the status that bring these guys into power needs to be revisited, and we've had a lot of how would I call them, sport activists actually speaking up. We've had the Big Bird who has been making noise,
Big Bird.
a whole good noise. I love his noise. Like from last year, even from the men's AFCON,
Yeah.
he has been out there, not just talking about the men's AFCON, talking about inflow of capital from FIFA that has been, circumvented into private pockets. He has been there. He has been making a whole noise. We have an Ife Oluwa who has been doing a whole lot for the women's team, agitating for their welfare and all that. Because let's be honest, I always say righteousness exalts a nation. We've also not given a whole lot of attention to women's football. We're all about the men, right? And when in as much as the men are not getting what they deserve, the women have had nothing for years. Like it's a place that have been neglected. They've just been allowed to, and funny enough, they're the ones that have been, giving us that pride, always coming, showing up on their A. Now, we have to, Nigeria as a whole, right? The stakeholders, there is this hypocrisy that is also part of the problem. When people who are not supposed to be in particular positions occupy those spaces, and when people who are qualified are supposed to put their heads together and actually fight this evil that exists in these high places, when these people who are supposed to fight begin to do individual battles, we will continue on this particular road for decades to come. Shegun Odegba, if I'm not mistaken, is in court right now. He's trying to stop the election of the NFF, saying that the Nigerian president should intervene, that the laws do not give that environment for the right people to be elected. Guess what? Where are these voices? So there is a voice who has been talking, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you're agitating for it. Because there was a time I will use the United States, or I will use how there was Iganifa Emin that, past Suranti. I'm not going to politics, right? And even if you go to the United States, there was a Malcolm X, there was a Martin Luther, who once in a while they will try to align their activism. They might be agitating for different things, but they try to align their activism. We had Mandela and co. Mandela was not the phase of advertising was in South Africa. He was invited, and when he was invited, the comrades saw that this man is not just a lawyer, this man has his onions. In fact, we need you to lead us. So we need this unity in our activists. Everybody, they're just doing their thing. If Oluwa is on our own part, she has been trying to make sure that there is a protest that holds. The first one that was supposed to hold our big brothers, big daddies in the glass house, went and got a police injunction. They stopped that particular protest. So imagine all these activists coming together, putting their forces. Even though the oppressors of our sports will be like, oh, these guys are waking up.
Yes.
These guys are trying to do something. That fear will start entering, and even if they want to remain there, they will be forced to start doing the right thing. So hypocrisy of our I don't know if the word hypocrisy will sit well, but we need to align this objective of it's one cause. It shouldn't be my activity, your activism, your write up, my write up. If you care about Nigeria, then let the voices come together as one. The man is in court now, nobody's joining forces with him. You don't even see these same persons like talking about it. So at times you go close and you really want to align with these persons who are doing this activity. Then when you go close to some of them, you start seeing these signs like they're doing it for personal gains. Because if you're not, if you care about Nigeria, if Silas care about Nigeria and I care about Nigeria, we shouldn't be mindful of, this is your house, this is my structure. We should bring down the structure and make one structure to make these things work. So I'm trying to look at the solutions. We're talking about the problem. One of the solutions is these activists coming together and forming a front. The voice, it needs to be loud. Then let's even go, we're talking about a structured problem, right? South Africa, do they have funding? Yes. Morocco, do they have funding? Yes. But let me use South Africa. In Africa, South Africa is one of the countries that even started doing more of funding, especially from that 2010 World Cup till now. But the quality of their football, does it meet with everything that is wrong with our football? The quality of our football, always select our football, the quality of our football over that of South Africa. So you get to tell you that while funding might be a problem, funding might not be just the only problem. Now there is a grassroots problem. Yeah, you might attribute that problem to funding. You've seen people. I'll give the other day we were in a match, and there's a particular coach who was doing a little bit of talking to his players using the tactics board. The other coach was mocking him. That he did say
by this one.
Now we have an environment. We complain of the political class, of them not allowing youth, of them not allowing technocrats to actually occupy positions, right? We also have an environment in our different spaces, even in the churches and mosques. These things exist. Now we have the environment in sports where people who really want to bring innovation are being laughed upon. People who come from overseas, they want to relocate back to Nigeria and give their best. Their first 1 month of arrival, they run back. They will face opposition, they will face mockery, and all that. Now, Let me now juxtapose, or let me now use the same example to talk about how this thing also affects the women football. I won't say much about the men's football because we're talking about women's football today and how it affects football generally, right? Now, allegedly, there are news that there are some persons, some footballers, some female footballers in the camp that get offended when some of these young ladies don't call them auntie. Allegedly, I'm just using the word allegedly.
Yeah.
I'm not, it's true. But let me just say, and I'm not mentioning names.
Yes.
So one has retired now. She's taking her UFC course presently. From what I'm saying, you might know her. She was there until she was forced out. This particular person was offended that some of our American sisters were not calling her auntie. And these ladies were brought up in a different way.
Yeah.
The only person they call auntie is their mom, sorry, their relatives. So they were offended, and even how, and that is why when you observe our what's the name, the camp, if you are careful enough, you see those.
Yeah, those
Our
American, yeah, they always stay together. Yes.
The whites, they stay separately like that. Sorry,
The blacks, our Africans,
our
people
home base,
yes.
even if they are playing, but you see that that dichotomy, like you just know that something is wrong. So if we are complaining of experts not being given the opportunity and being mocked upon to bring improvement on the game, how much more are we not seeing it in the camps of these Super Falcons? So at the system problem, we're talking about funding, we're talking about structure, we're talking about even when people sacrifice to give their life to this country, coming back home, the people down here will frustrate them. They will make sure they frustrate them. Then we also need to look at our ex-internationals. When they finish playing, all they do is they do what we're doing now. They take a mic and they scream on their voices that they should be giving the women's team to handle. They should be giving the men's team to handle. We just have a Yaya Toure now who is on the verge of qualifying his club for the Champions League. We have a boy who is there with Guardiola. Was there with Guardiola, and from the look of things, you just know that his future is bright. We've got ex-footballers, finishing playing, they finish their career and they begin to look at managerial roles or roles inside of football, either as sporting directors or other things. But some persons are just here, they're just agitating that it's their birthright for them to be appointed Super Eagles coach or Super Falcons coach and all that. So we have failed as a people. Like the NFF has failed. We, the players, when we come together, we don't enough of actually appointing coaches who don't understand a bit of psychology. Football, you can't just be a manager; you have to be educated to it. I was once I once coached a team where in Northern Ireland, and one of my biggest challenge was actually communicating to some guys who couldn't speak English. They are Timor-Leste. That's the country. It's a very small country. They have very good players in Northern Ireland, but they can't speak English. So you get to see I became a choir master. I thought, oh yeah, I will I will be reading on how to communicate by gesture for these guys to understand me. That is one. That is the way I speak. I'm an aggressive person when I speak. So I needed to speak in a way that the average Irish boys will not feel intimidated with the way I speak. So I need to be mindful of the Irish boys. I need to be mindful of the black boys who were born there in Northern Ireland. So I need to take into cognizance a whole lot. So, and those who appointed me for the job actually brought this to my attention, that I need to look for a way that I can make this thing work. Different tribes, different ethnicity coming together, temperaments and all that. So, but here we just appoint someone who cannot really bring this diversity into unity, who cannot unify our diversity in camp, and you could see it out there. So I've spoken. We could speak from now till tomorrow on this matter, right? There needs to be sincerity in our approach. Us at the grassroots level, coaches, football players, there needs to be this sincerity. There needs to be this unity. When you see a coach who understands more actually going close to them to learn. When you see a cameraman who understands more going close to him to, for him to learn. Not for him when you be a cameraman covering Nigerian Premier League, and one cameraman, for instance, I don't know if that's the right word to call it, relocated from the US and he's down, and he's trying to bring a whole lot of, innovations that he's seen over there. Yeah, you could also learn, you could learn from you. You don't fight such people, you draw them close to learn. That's how we build that football environment. Same thing with the coaching level and all that. Then we talk about funding and we talk about structure. So we need to come together. We need to come together and harness these things. If not, we will just keep making noise. Nothing is going to happen. We have a former president who has been working like the de facto president. You guys know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
He has been going everywhere. In fact, I feel he is the president.
See tomorrow.
He is the president, and that is one of the major problems that this same president is facing. We are not talking about the funds that were allegedly siphoned, under him, right? So it's a cartel. I'll end by saying, in this our dear beloved country, when you go to the oil sector, there is a cartel. You go to the electricity sector, there is a cartel. You go to the security sector, there are cartels. You come to sports, there is a cartel. Beyond football that we're talking about. How about basketball? How about our school sports? Our school sports are gone. So it is a problem that goes beyond just electing a sound president. I think the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria needs to intervene. This thing that they say, because there's a law that says president, they can't intervene based on FIFA. He needs to play that his Jacobin politics on the ground. Fix these things. Make these status to be rescinded. Law should come. It should be an open playground. Make football a business. It's a business. And he is someone that loves generating revenue, right? He can generate more revenue from our sports. I think people close to him need to tell the it's not just from petroleum and tax that you can generate money.
Sport is even one of
it's $1 billion.
It's a major something now.
So the moment someone begins to make him understand, and we have all the potentials to get this things right, he needs to come and intervene in our sport. The problem has gone beyond. Bring 10 good secretary, good presidents. Is that the president of the Nigerian Football Federation? Is he going to be the president of the Nigerian Basketball Association? So there is a whole problem in sports, and we need an executive intervention.
We really need a quick fix, and like you said earlier, we need our grassroots to start working. Gone are those days when we play shake up in secondary schools, and we get good players from that place. Gone are those days when we play even the Kenneth Emersabon Cup. At least here in Abuja, we've been playing that competition. In different states, the Milo competition, they play many sports that brings people together, and from there we've seen talents going international, and we've seen talents even going directly to our Nigeria Premier League. We just need a quick fix. And we need to get it right this time. By next month, the election will be holding. If if things goes the way they want it to go, the election will be holding by next month. And it is something that we want, not like we want them. We don't want them. It's enough. Let them just leave us. Let's look for different hands that can really go into it. And like we've said earlier, and we are calling on the president, if he would just use his Jagaban power now. In fact, this is the best time for him now to say, I am the president of the nation. This is what I want. Henceforth, in fact, go down, leave that seat. Go. Who is the secretary? Leave this seat. Coach, leave this seat. Then now, let me use my hand. You get? Yes, it might look more. Yes, they can play it. They can play it. It's something that they can do.
Yes.
We just one click, something it will happen. Okay, you want to oversee my own decision. I want to say something. I want to counter my decision. If you finish now, we'll meet outside again. So let him come. This is the best time now for the president to just intervene, because what's it called? Big Bet said in decades we will be going down, and we are already seeing it coming. In the next 10 years that is coming, if we don't get things right now, we will never get it again. We will never get it again, and we've lost that completely. Under 17 World Cup that used to be our bet right now, we hardly qualify. The ladies now, the Falcons are used to always participate in every
World
World Cup now.
Yeah.
Now they are missing out.
Bam.
They only have the Olympics now to play again. They have the Olympics qualifiers to go for. Now the thing is,
And they are going to. I'm not.
You understand?
Hopefully.
wait, you cannot win these nations in the normal nations cup.
Yeah.
These countries, is it the Olympic that they will now still leave you to play?
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Cameroon did not come to this World Cup by qualification. No, it was when they added extra 4 teams to play, because before it was 12 nations that played the women, what was it called, Nations Cup. But now they added 4, making it 16. They said, okay, now by FIFA ranking, let's look for the nations that are higher in FIFA ranking. They brought Cameroon. They brought this other. And now we will be playing the Nations Cup final on Sunday. It's the same Cameroon. When they lost out on qualification, they never stopped preparing. The federation president said, we've lost out on this qualifier, this Nations Cup. Now let us start preparing for 2 years on that is coming. Luckily for them, they said, after we go join now, based on FIFA ranking, you understand? So preparation means good results, and this is just the simple thing. Now we fail to qualify in World Cups, we failed even, we'll stop preparation. 2 months to the next edition, now you see us start running up and down. You prepare from now. We've gotten the result and we've taken it. There is nothing we can do. But let our preparation start now. Yeah. When you prepare now, when that time comes, those obstacles you overcome. Yeah. So it's up to them. And we want to say thank you to Madugu, thank you to the technical crew, thank you to the whole staff. We don't really know the decision that the federation will be taking on their and for the service now. We still need to thank him now.
For opening our eyes to the realities.
We still need to thank him now. If we are going to win this competition now,
if
we are going to win this competition now, people will still say, Madugu for continuity. So you get, but as it has played out like this, Madugu, thank you. We've seen everything again. So, and as sportsmen that we are, we will take the good side and we'll also take the bad side. If there is no error today, there will be no improvement for tomorrow. And the error that we've seen today is what we are calling out for the federation to start fixing now. I think we don't want Big Bird is not a prophet.
I think you say error. I think it's more of a kind of a decay. Error,
yes.
Like is the complete
this is
decadence
now. This is total. In fact, and Big Bird, where if you're seeing us, maybe you just come across this video, want to give shout out to you because you're not a prophet. Go and open a big church. You will have followers. Thank you everybody, and do well to have a good day.